Oh my gosh. What is happening? Welcome to wintertime in Texas. So I've been kind of spoiled as far as landscape photography goes. I've been able to photograph so many spectacular views, you know. And I moved to Texas, and the area I'm at just doesn't have too much of that. I kind of have to force myself to try and get compositions now because they're not as apparent. They're not as easy to find, I guess. I kind of want to force myself to take a picture. Force myself to find a composition that describes the landscape pretty well. And it's difficult because it's just a lot of brush. Other things that aren't helping me are it's a little bit windy, so all the leaves are moving. And then lastly, it's a beautiful day, which means there's no clouds in the sky. So, I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's this big rock. So that's definitely a point of interest. The way I approach trying to find these random compositions, I just wait until my eye catches something. And you kind of have to train your artistic eye. You know, but if you notice something and you're just like, oh, that kind of looks good. And you can't figure out what about it makes it look good, but it's just catching your eye. You need to explore that composition. Most likely there's a photo there. So I've been trying to pay attention to everything. I'm looking at this big rock. I'm looking at the way the light catches this long golden grass here. I'm looking at little puddles and rocks and how it reflects the water. And I'm looking at the trees and their shape and their silhouette with the sun and everything. I'm just looking at everything. So I've stumbled onto this lake here behind me. I think this is where I'm going to take a picture. It's the most promising spot I've seen. I'm hoping that the wind kind of dies down so this water smooths out and I can get some just a nice reflection shot. You know, I had to get out with my camera. It's been a while since I've done any photography, and so here I am, scouting out my local area. So this is actually quite a nice scene, and the water is fairly smooth for how breezy it is. It's a pretty lake, and that rock looks pretty cool. There's just that soft sunset light hitting the western side of it there. Now, as far as compositions go, I kind of have some options. We've got this stuff in the foreground here, so this could be a composition. We've also got this nice curve of the shoreline. Kind of just goes around and then leads into that rock. Or number 3, get something like this as a composition. And you know what? There's number 4. I could get some plants kind of at the top of the frame. Everything else in the background. So something like this could be a composition. At this point, it's just a total matter of opinion. Totally up to you, the photographer, to decide which one is best. Or you can get them all, but I'm just gonna come away with one picture. And I think it's going to be the simplest one. The one with just water and then the rocks. I just don't think this like dead driftwood in the water really adds too much because it's not that pretty, you know. If it was more interesting, I would definitely probably put that in the foreground, but in this case, it's quite ugly. So I'm all set up here. I've got the Canon 6D 17 to 40 millimeter lens. Let's keep coming around here. This is a 6-stop filter. I think I mentioned in another video, 99% of the time if I can use a neutral density filter to blur any sort of movement, I do it. Anytime you have clouds in the sky, or pretty much any time I might have said, put on a polarizer, I was wrong. Don't ever listen to anything I say. This is the 1% of times when a polarizer wouldn't work, because I actually want this reflection in the water. So I don't want to cut that out at all. Just waiting for a moment when the wind dies down. I'm with a 2-second exposure here at f11 and the 6-stop filter on. ISO 100 of course. And that's it. I've taken a photo. Oh, you hear these coyotes? Anyway, I just wanted to show the importance of just forcing yourself to get out and get familiar with your local area. Like now that I know this composition's here, I'm just thinking with a sunset, it could be actually a really good picture, pretty amazing. Right now it's an average picture. It's all part of just keeping the artistic part of your brain firing on all cylinders, I guess. Oh my gosh, what is happening? There's a tree I want to photograph, but all these goats came and now they're gonna be all up in my foreground. Look at the colors that these clouds are picking up. This sunset just within minutes became incredible. So this scene has just become incredible. I was basically driving home. I saw this tree. I went, oh my gosh, I need to return here because this tree could be a masterpiece in the right conditions. It's just simple. It's just standing alone. And with a sky like I had today, it was perfect. I could not have asked for a better sky, I think. Maybe a little bit better, but that was pretty good. I mean, there's no clouds anywhere in the sky except for right here where this tree was. No, the goats did not ruin the photo. I was surprised. I didn't know there was goats here. And it's just hilarious how they all just ran up to me. So tons of goats, a beautiful picture. I don't know, what else can you ask for when you're taking some photos?